the marketing team thought that the new ad was an abomination and they tried hard to come up with something that they didn't hate. The word abomination means something that causes disgust or loathing. The synonyms can be atrocity, it can also be disgust, it can be horror, any of it. Or it can also be something that is hateful. So good evening everyone and welcome to today's class. We are going to have an interesting session because we're going to combine two sessions at once. Okay, so we'll be discussing SSC CGL Tier I as well as bank clerical paper. Both. I said blank. Hi everyone. Hi guys. So get ready because we have a session which will be packed with questions. Okay, so because we'll be discussing two papers at the same time. So let's see how many questions are you getting right and how many questions are there new members in the chat box, someone who hasn't attended my sessions before. Good evening, ma'am. Ravi, better not drop the D next time. Anyone who's new for the session? Anyone who's new for the session? Okay. Alright, so we will start because next set of questions. Are you ready? Okay, let's get it going. Okay. Now, the first question, I'll just read out the directions for you quickly. In the following questions, a part of the sentence is underlined. Below are given alternatives to the underlined part at A, B, and C, which may improve the sentence. Choose the correct alternative. In case no improvement is needed, your answer is D. Alright. So I don't think Harsh will beat Mohit at chess. Mohit is one too much for him. What is the meaning of one too much? Is it used right? One too many, or it should be one too much for him. Yes, it means he will overpower Harsh. Okay, because he will not be able to. So one too much is right. So no improvement is needed. Am I right? I said no improvement needed. Am I right? I'm sorry. One too much is absolutely fine. There is no error over there. So the answer will be no improvement needed. The answer will be no improvement needed. Let's move on to the next question then. An early bird catches the worm. So this entire thing is a proverb. What does the proverb mean? The proverb is actually the early bird catches the worm. That means the person who comes the first at any given venue or location, he has the benefit of utilizing the maximum of the given opportunity. Okay, so it should be the early bird. Okay, not early bird. So one who arrives first has the best chance of success. All right, so it should be option 2. Moving on to the next one. Throughout history, both ancient and modern, men were fond of waging war. Okay, what is the meaning of waging war? That means they were fond of starting the war or starting war. Yes, initiating wars. So what should be throughout history? Since we are talking about history, we have to refer to it in the past, and this is not relevant now. Since it is not relevant now, both ancient and modern men had been fond of waging war. It should not be were, it should not be have been. Okay, if we are talking about history, since we are talking about history, it has to be in past perfect. It is no longer we are at war, and no longer can we use it as had been. Okay, it should not be have been, it should be had been. All right, moving on to the next question. The engaged couple fell head over heels in love. Okay, now this statement, I'm sure you must have heard about this. The engaged couple fell head over heels in love. Now, this is absolutely fine. You fall head over heels. What is the difference between had been and have been in terms of a sentence, ma'am? When something, Surya Prakash, okay, let me explain it to you. When something is not relevant now, something that is of the past and it is not in the present, okay, something that does not affect the present, we will use had. All right, had been is something that was always done in the past and has no relevance in the present time. All right, since we are talking about war and something that men used to do, okay, so both modern and ancient, they used to do something like that. That's why we are using had been. Okay, so when something has no relevance in the present and is something that is of the past without any effect in the present, or something that does not happen or exist now, we'll use past perfect. All right, I have been waiting for you since not all this morning, since morning. Okay, Mathan Kumar, he had been working in Trichy before he was transferred to Chennai. Yes, see, something that ended in the past and stayed in the past, something that does not have a relevance in the present time, we use past perfect. All right, now head over heels is what is the meaning of going head over heels for someone? That means going crazy about someone, going mad for someone. Okay, so basically when people are in love, they do these things. Anyways, so yeah, they fall head over heels for someone. Or it can be also something that you admire a lot, or you fell in love the very instant. For example, when I saw those shoes in the shopping mall, I fell head over heels for it. Okay, that means I was crazy about the shoes. I instantly liked the shoes. Okay, so no improvement required over here. Right, moving on to the next question. Okay, who can prevent you from getting married now that you are within age? Now, within is definitely not something that we use. It is not even a proper combination of prepositions that we use. So now that you are, we usually use of the age. So the right answer should be of, not within the age. All right, next question then. The next question is, nightclubs are open far into night. What is the meaning of far into? Okay, it should be far into the night. So the is missing over here, so it should be far into the night. The right answer is that. And what is the meaning of far into the night? Something that happens late in the night. Something that is nocturnal. Okay, far happening at late night. Far into the night. Remember that it should always be far into the night. That means something that happens late at night, nocturnal, something that is open late in the night. All right, so that is the right answer. So 3 will be the right answer for this one. Moving on to the next one. Ask Mr. Das. He can give you all the news you need. He is always in the swim. Okay, what is the meaning of the word in the swim? Now you have to, the following questions, 4 alternatives are given for the idioms or phrases underlined in the sentence. Choose the alternative which best expresses the meaning. So you have to give the meaning of these idioms. So what is the meaning of in the swim? Being in the swim of something. It means, in the swim means well informed and up to date. That is the meaning of being in the swim. Alright, so the right answer is option 2. He is always in the swim. So give me a statement within the swim. I can say, I'll give you an example and then you can carry it forward from there. One of her many achievements in the field of cooking is she participated in Master Chef, and she is in the swim of it. That means she is completely into it. She's completely into cooking. All right, she's well informed and she knows all the recipes and things like that. In the search of news, the context gives the answer. No, Jaimuli does not give the answer. So the right answer is well informed. Not Jaimuli, I'm sorry, Shankara Rao. Yeah, the answer will be someone who's well informed. We can easily estimate options. Yes, but sometimes you do get it wrong. Answer will be option 2. Like I said, guys, option 2 is the right answer. Someone who's well informed and up to date. The reporters are all in the swim for breaking news. Good. Chandra Neeraj. Good. Alright, moving on to the next question. He could not get money from his master because he rubbed him up the wrong way. What is the meaning of rubbing someone the wrong way? It means oh, nice. Good statement, Neelab. Okay, now that's enough with in the swim of it. Okay, now next one. Sometimes because of close option we may go wrong also. Yes, you're right, Surya Prakash. You often go wrong because of close options and they try to confuse you many times with something that you might predict as the answer and something that is the answer. Sridhar sir teaches us current affairs, so he is always in the swim of it. Yes. Yeah, I've heard that he's too good at it. Okay. Now this one. Rubbed him up the wrong way. Okay, what is the meaning of rub someone up the wrong way? It means to suggest a wrong method. No. It is advised him to be strict. No. Irked or irritated him. Yes. That is the right answer. Asked him to speak. No. So the right answer is when you irritate someone or when you make someone angry is when you rub the person the wrong way. Okay. So statements, please, if you can. Moving on to the next question. There's nothing much to discuss in this one. Okay. The secretary's thoughtless remark added fuel to the fire. And I'm sure you all know what is the meaning of added fuel to the fire. That means provoking someone even more, okay, or something that is already worse and something that is already bad, and by saying something or doing something you add fuel to the fire, you add extra something to make it worse. All right, something that is bad, you make it worse, is add fuel to the fire, right? So the answer will be worsen the difficult situation. Fourth. Yes. Next one. Now what are you supposed to do? Okay, same thing. I'll be able to do my job very well when I know the ropes. Okay, when I know the ropes, when you know the ropes means when you gain a little experience, when you know how things work. That is the meaning of when I know the ropes. All right. Aag mein ghee dalna, you're right, Chandra Neeraj, for yes, for adding fuel to the fire. Yeah. And there's something called as namak chhidakna as well. I don't know. This means the same thing. Jale pe namak chhidakna. Yes, that is also, assume the same thing. Alright, I know the ropes means, like I said, something where you gain more experience or learn the procedures. So the right answer would be 1. Not gain confidence, learn the procedure. Alright, learn the procedure, learn how things work around, and that is knowing the ropes. Moving on to the next question. You have been trying to solve this puzzle for a long time. Be careful so that you avoid barking up the wrong tree. What is the meaning of barking up the wrong tree? Okay, the answer is right here. So let's just look at the answer. Barking up the wrong tree. Is it keep working constantly? No. Is it climbing the wrong tree? It is never literal, so it will never be about the tree. Okay, so that is not the answer. Trying to solve the problems? No. Be careful. We are asking someone to be careful. So obviously this also should not be the answer. Trying to solve a problem. Trying to find something at a wrong place. Yes. Okay, so maybe your line of thought is not in the right direction. You're not looking for something in the right place. That is barking up the wrong tree. Okay, and in the process you're being misguided, and you're looking for something in the wrong place is basically barking up the wrong tree. Okay, so yeah, fourth one is the right answer. Moving on to the next one. Now you have to tell me which one means. Okay, one word substitution this is. Okay, in the following questions, out of the 4 alternatives, choose the one which can be substituted for the given word. Having a stale smell or taste. What is the meaning of savory? Savory is something that has, if we are talking about smell and taste, we are obviously talking about food. So savory has 2 meaning. So we will consider the meaning that is of food. Okay, so something that belonging to the category which is salty. Oh God. Salty rather than sweet. Okay, so this is not the right answer. So savory is not the answer. What is the meaning of tepid? Tepid is something that is lukewarm, something that is warm, slightly warm is lukewarm. Alright, what is the meaning of rancid? Rancid is related to smell, and it is related to a bad smell, okay, a pungent smell, or smelling or tasting bad. Okay, so it is basically, like it says, having stale or unpleasant. Alright, so this is the right answer. And what is the meaning of insipid? Insipid is anything that is boring. Okay. Rancid is the right answer. Yes. Acrid, rancid, pungent, putrid, all these are belong to the same category. They are all synonyms. They are somehow related. They all talk about bad smell. Okay. All options are new to me. Generally, I'm not sure how many of you, but I think I'm sure you must have heard the word savory and rancid and insipid. Insipid is something that is boring. I'm sure all of you, important words, okay, so remember this. Rancid is something that tastes or smells foul, bad. It is usually to do with oily or greasy food, so something that has gone bad or stale. Insipid is something that is boring, and savory is something that has the characteristics of being sweet and salty, more of salty than of sweet, alright. So these are new words, that's why I'm explaining the words to you, so remember the words, all right? Next, a wooden object used to connect animals that are pulling a vehicle. Okay, now whip is something that you beat, or you beat the animal with, that you whipping, you must have heard of whipping. Okay, so something that you jerk the animal with. Okay, you give a jerk or a nudge to the animal. Okay, so that is whipping. Okay, yoke on the other hand is the word. Okay, what is a rein and what is a leash? Leash is something that you pull the animal with to give it direction. That is the leash of the animal, right? Now, rein is, again, it is used to, it is a narrow strap that is attached, and it on one side it gives direction. Okay, so on either side or something like that. Rein is just an attachment. So yoke is the right answer, which connects, used for connecting animals that are pulling the vehicle. Okay, so they connect the two animals pulling the vehicle. These are usually horses or oxes. Okay. Next one. A man who knows a lot about things like food, music and art. I'm sure all of you have done this before. I'm sure we have discussed this we have discussed this many times. Okay, so the word is connoisseur, and someone who is an expert in food, art and music and something like that. Okay, so, or wine tasting. Even for wine tasting we use these animals. What did I say? I'm so sorry. I think I'm shutting down now. I said we use these animals. Judge. Okay, they judge food and things like that. Okay, I'm so sorry I said that. Anyways, moving on to the next question. A doctor who specializes in disease of nose. Okay, nose, whenever anything comes to the nose, which doctor? Okay, pod is anything to do with the feet. Okay, a leg or feet. Treatment or problem of someone who treats the problem of. Pathology is the logist is study and cure of diseases. Study and a person. Okay, all these will be a person trained in the treatment of problems and whatever comes next, study and cure of diseases. Okay, patho is the word for disease or feeling. Pod is the word for feet. So someone who treats the problem and diseases of people's feet. Okay, rhino is for, what is rhino for? Nose. So diseases of people's nose. And then auto, ear. Okay, so doctor which treats the problems and diseases of nose is rhinologist, and one which deals with ear is otologist. So pathologist, podiatrist, everything has ist in common. So remember, this is always, whenever we have the suffix ist, that means we are talking about a certain type of person. Okay, so we are referring to a person. So pathologist is a person who studies and cures and cures diseases. Podiatrist is someone who deals with feet, problems and diseases of feet. Rhino is related to nose, so anything, problems related to nose. I can't believe there are doctors related to just nose. I mean, how complicated can nose be anyways? I don't know. Okay, otologists related to ear and problems related to ears. All right, so moving on to the next one. Study of caves. Okay, what is study of caves? Okay, seismology, it is written as it is pronounced as seismology. Seismology is it is something that deals with earthquakes. It's the science that concerns with earthquake and related phenomena. Okay, speleology is someone who study caves. Numismatics is the collection or study of coins. I think we have discussed this word before. And topology is to deal with geometrical properties of figures. All right, so the answer will be option 3. Numismatics is coins, yes. Figures and maps. All right, moving on to the next question. I hope it is clear till here. Syed, you're not very constant. I want you guys to keep answering every now and then. There is no right answer, wrong answer. I do not make fun of you. So it is okay to just make sure that you keep giving answers, okay? Government by the few. Okay, by the few. What is the meaning of government by the few? So where only not everyone rules, it is not democracy. What is monarchy? Monarchy is basically where king and queens they rule. Okay, a form of government with monarch at the head. So basically kingship. So king comes and then his son rules, then his son, and so on and so on. All right. What is anarchy? Anarchy is a disorder. Okay. It is a state of disorder due to absence of what? Absence of authority. All right, where there is no rule and people are going, there's complete chaos, and there has been a recent downfall of a government. So that is anarchy. Okay. Oligarchy is the rule of government by few, is oligarchy. So 3 is the right answer. What is autocracy? Autocracy is a system of government by one person with absolute power. Like Hitler in Germany, that is the best example of autocracy, and the best example of monarchy would be England, where the Queen Victoria and Elizabeth and I don't know who all came into picture. Yes, so the right answer, government by few, is oligarchy. Okay, moving on to the next one. Materials that change naturally by the action of bacteria. Okay, some materials that change naturally, so nothing has to be done, no extra effort, only by the action of bacteria, something that is biodegradable. Okay, Perishable is just something that decays, okay? Inflammable is something that burns. Biological is anything that to do with biology, okay? Now, the next, that was pretty easy. Now the next type that we are going to move into is spellings, okay? So let's see how many spellings can you guess correctly. All right. So irresistible, the word is irresistible, and what would be the right spelling? I-R-R-E, irresistible, I-R, resistible, R-E-S-I-S-T-I-B-L-E, resistible. So the right answer is 1. Baroque, Baroque, what is the meaning of Baroque? Okay, first the spelling. The spelling of Baroque would be B-A-R-O-Q-U-E. Again, option 1. Okay, Baroque, what is the meaning? It is something that is relating, a word that is not very often used, but something that is relating to, I'll just tell you the meaning. It is interesting, or denoting a style of European architecture It can be architecture, it can be music, it can be arts. Of which century? Of the 17th and 18th century. Alright, so that was called the Baroque age. Okay, so Baroque age is anything, any of the art forms or music or architecture belonging to the 17th and the 18th century. European we are talking about, yes. So that is the meaning of Baroque. And there was an age called as Baroque age. Neelam, it does not mean extravagant. Alright. Now we will come to the final question, confused between 1 and 3 of irresistible. And 3. No, remember irresistible always has T-I-B-L-E, not T-A-B-L-E. Alright? It is always I-R-R-E-S-T-I-B-L-E and not E-A-B-L-E. It is not table, it is stibble. Okay, now that is something with English spellings. You cannot, on basis of pronunciation, you cannot know what would be the spelling. So remember the spellings, you have to remember the spellings. It is something like French. You do not have the way you pronounce is very different from the way you write. Not always, but sometimes, yes. I learned that today. I too have to take SSC test. Extravagant is synonym. Yes, it is synonym, but that is not the meaning, right, Neela? Alright, moving on to the next question. Now, what are you supposed to do in this? In the following questions, sentences given with blanks to be filled in with an appropriate word or words. 4 alternatives are suggested for each question. Choose the correct alternatives out of the 4. There are as yet no vegetation types or ecosystem whose study has been perfected to the extent that they no longer dash ecosystem. They no longer what? Something that has been perfected so much that they no longer what? Okay, so it has been perfected. There is no ecosystem which has been perfected so much that it no longer dash the ecologists. That means the people who study the ecosystem challenge. Okay, hinder is obstruction, interest or require. No, something that challenges the ecologist. There is no ecosystem like that. Okay, so what they are trying to say is there is no ecosystem, as in every ecosystem still challenges all the ecologists. Okay, not interest, not requires. So what they are saying, nothing has been, no ecosystem has been there yet which is absolutely understood and has never challenged and is completely learned, and people know about the ecosystem, and the ecologists do not have a problem in understanding the ecosystem. There is no ecosystem like that. So that's what it says. It still challenges the ecologists. Okay, so it should be option 4. Guys, please stop giving me generally saying requires. I'm explaining you the meaning. Shankara Rao is saying interest. Okay, it says there are as yet, that means still now, there has been no vegetation type of types or ecosystem whose study has been perfected. Okay, so the study has been perfected so much to the extent that they no longer, okay, so something that has been perfected so much, that means it's no longer challenging. Okay, alas, I agree. Jay Murli, I don't know. Surya Prakash, yes, if you continue the session, you will learn a lot. I am losing it for some reason. Okay, let me try this once again. Okay, so there has been no ecosystem as yet, or there are no ecosystem as yet, which has, where the vegetation or the ecosystem has, the people have studied it, or which has been perfected so much that it no longer challenges the ecologist. Okay, is there a lag? I don't know why. I seriously have no idea why. Okay, let me just check it out. I cannot do anything about it right now. So, and the session is almost over. So, yeah. Time lag, yes, there is a time lag, definitely. There will always be a time lag of, I think, 8 seconds or 9 seconds. See, the interaction, that's why I sometimes wait for a long time. Just let me understand the context of the last. Okay, I'll show you the question once again. Try digesting the question. Okay, try taking it in once and then we will talk about it. I explained it to you. You just go through it once. Okay. Okay, there are as yet no vegetation types of ecosystem whose study has been perfected to the extent that they no longer, okay, that they no longer, of course, we are not talking about requirement, we are not talking about obstruction over here, that they no longer, we are talking about ecologists, okay, and they are the ones who study the ecosystem and vegetation. So what, they no longer interest the ecologists? Ecologists will always be interested because it's their study, okay? So something that no longer challenges them should be the right answer. Alright, now I'm moving on to the next question. Even if you understood or did not understand, I don't care. Go through it once again. If you still are having a problem in this question, I will try explaining once again, okay? And now, the next one. The father was angry and cast dash his son. Cast. Okay, let's see what are the words. Okay, what is the meaning of cast about? Let's see the first one. It means search far and wide. It can be physically or mentally. Okay, search for something far and wide. Cast off is taking the stitching off. Cast off, there's nothing as cast off. Cast away should be the right answer, which means, okay, no, not cast away. There's another phrase with a phrasal verb with cast. It means stranded, usually shipwrecked and stranded in an isolated island. In an isolated island, it can be desert, isolated place. All right. Stranded in an isolated place is castaway. You must have, I don't know how many of you have watched, there's a movie, very nice movie. It's a fantastic movie. You should all watch it if you haven't watched it. Castaway. The name of the movie is Castaway. It's based on a shipwreck where a man, not a shipwreck, a plane wreck, and man is cast away in an island or something like that. Okay, so what should be the right answer? The option is not given here. It should be cast out. Like Neelab is saying, it should be cast out. So none of this. Cast out is to expel. Alright? Cast out should be the right answer. So none of this. Alright, moving on to the next question then. Indian masses are dash law abiding. Okay. It should be by and large. That means not all of them. Yes, it is 2000 something movie. Yeah. I don't know if it won the Oscar or something. I'm not very sure. Okay. So we were at by and large. When we talk about by and large means generally or most of the population. Okay, by and large means most of the population. Okay, to speak in general terms. I don't know how to be good at phrasal verbs. Any tip, ma'am? As like in the ocean, every time I read something in the exams, getting phrasal verbs where I haven't studied before, what to do? Okay, Shankara Rao, first you're going to start with the most common ones. Okay, phrasal verbs, I have discussed some in my previous class. There are also videos to help you out. Please, guys, make use of the videos that you already have in. I'm sure there are thousands of videos that we have on every single topic. So just look at those phrasal verbs and go by verbs, okay, and then with that verb what is associated. Like let's say with call, you have call off, call in, call up, all these words. Okay, so first start going by verbs and then see what is the meaning and try using them in a statement, and that's how you do it. By and large, all and sundry. Yes, you're right, Sony. Yes, so the answer would be by and large. Okay, so Shankara Rao, first thing that you're going to do is you're going to watch the video on phrasal verbs that we already have, and then let me know if you are, if you still are facing problems. Then yes, oceans of videos. Yes, ocean of videos. If you're still facing problem, then you can come back and chat with me over here. I'll let you know more. All right. Okay, so the film was, next question, the film we saw last night was boring. I wish I dash it. I wish I, this is just plain English grammar. You are supposed to use the right tense over here. I wish I, what, hadn't seen it, I didn't seen it is absolutely wrong. Wouldn't have seen it, shouldn't have seen it, which one? Okay, something that you're wishing, okay, which has already happened, you use wouldn't have seen it. So the right answer is wouldn't have seen it. Okay, and since it is all, the film is relevant in the present time, that's why we will not use hadn't. Okay, so next one, and this is the last one that we are doing. So his clothes and uncombed hair gave him a dash appearance. Gave him a what appearance? What is the meaning of disputatious? Disputatious means something that is debatable or argumentable. Okay, so disputate is debate or argument. Alright, what is the meaning of discontent? Discontent is not content. Disreputable, something that is considered to be not considered, something that is not considered to be very respectful, okay? And what is disrespectful is showing a lack of respect or courtesy. So, not showing courtesy. So, his clothes and his uncombed hair was showing no courtesy. So, the right answer should be, I know you must be confused between option 3 and 4. Why it should be disrespectful is it talks more about courtesy. So, a disrespectful appearance, not a disreputable appearance, okay? So, it should be option 4, not 2, not 1, not any of those. Alright, so this brings us to the end of today's session. We discussed a lot. We will be back tomorrow. Yes, generally it will be disrespectful. We will be back tomorrow again with doubt clarification sessions. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys took a lot from this session. We discussed a lot of questions, which is very satisfying for me, and I hope you learned a lot. If you did, that is also very satisfying for me. Now, tomorrow we will have a doubt clarification session in which, if I do get time, we will finish the pronoun part that we were discussing. If you do not, if you have posted a lot of questions and we have to discuss a lot of questions, then we will not get time again tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. Please make sure all of you are there at 11 o'clock because we'll be discussing questions from all, a combination of questions that you all have given. So good night. Have a good night. Have a safe weekend. Have a happy weekend. All of you enjoy your evening. Derogatory, disrespectful. Yes, generally you're right. Thank you, ma'am. Great session. Took a lot from this. Thank you, Surya Prakash. I hope you keep doing the same. I hope you keep coming for the sessions. Thank you, miss. Okay. You're welcome. All right. Good night, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.